Hold. Here, heel. No. Sit. This is Caesar, and we're working on hold, We're trying to get Caesar to move and keep the object in his mouth. He can do it stationary, but now we're going to try and get him to move. What we're using is a bone. He doesn't really take to this, and he keeps dropping it and everything, but we use a bone with him because he doesn't have any retrieving skills, and you have to get some form of... Well, look at his body language right now. Now look at him. He's sort of freaked out, and the reason why is because he doesn't know what we're doing. This is the first time he's done this, so he'll screw up during this, and we take advantage of this. We want the dog to drop it so that I can correct the dog and put it back in his mouth. That's the only way the dog learns. So that's what we're doing here right before we hit the steps. I'm catching the dog, dropping it, and then putting it back in. I say no while putting it back in the mouth and saying hold, repeating the command. Now, we do manage to make it down the steps here without him dropping it, but look at how he's walking. It's almost like he has to try and like he's chewing gum and walking at the same time. He has to think. This is something totally new to him. He's doing two different commands. I'm giving him hold. He has to hold it, and I want him to stay at heel. And he has to sit when I tell him to sit and hold it. So this is totally different for him, but it's just the nature of it. Some dogs pick this up so much easier, and it really is no reflection on the individual dog. All dogs have Achilles heels. He's just, he doesn't take to this. He's not a retriever and everything, but all dogs can learn it. So, because it's difficult doesn't mean that we don't teach Caesar to do this. It makes him for a very, very much more confident dog. About the issue of using food or a bone or something, I don't really care what he's using at this point.
No!
I want him to just hold it. He can't chew on it, and I want him to, start, looking at this as like a fun exercise to do. So we're using a bone, and we'll switch off into other objects, other cylindrical objects. We'll just sometimes I'll use a deer, and sometimes I'll use a deer antler. But I just want him to have an object that he will accept. Now, he dropped it here. No big deal. I put it right back in his mouth.
Good.
This is helping the dog learn. Make the mistake, dog. Just be with your dog at the point when it makes the mistake and correct it. Make sure it does it right. Victoria Stilwell's an idiot. I heard her talking the other day about disciplining a dog. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Discipline is making the dog do it right. It's not screaming at the dog. That's not what it's about, Victoria Stilwell. It's just making it do it right. So if it drops it, right, it did it here, good boy. But if it dropped it on the floor, if the dog drops it on the ground,
good. Drop.
You say no and put it back in its mouth. That's discipline, Victoria Stilwell. That woman's a fucking moron. So right here, all we do is we're just, kind of drilling the dog with the ambulance up the street and everything, and just making sure that he holds it. And then we'll put him at sit. We'll ask him to drop it, and then we'll repeat the thing over and over again. That's all it is the dog starts, you'll see when you start teaching hold, think of it in weeks, or maybe in a month or so, but you'll see the dog starts picking it up, and it just gets easier and easier and easier, So it's really no big deal that he's not taking to this. He will learn it. He will learn it, and he is learning it. He's learning every day. He's learning something new. And he's getting better. Now watch here at the end, we go inside. His body language is totally different at this point. It really is. His tail's up again, right? He's got this stupid grin on his face that he has, the stupid pit bull grin. He's figured it out. Oh yeah, we're playing a game. I see, it's with the bone again. And, he's staying at heel as we're going up the steps. He's totally into it. Train your dog, and train your dog daily, and training is the lifetime of the dog. Don't train with food, and stay away from positive reinforcement trainers. They'll only fuck up your dog. Hold. Sit. Drop. Fucking awesome, dude. What a job, dude.